episode 116 of the Shower Party podcast. I'm Liam Salvage, all on my own once again, feeling lost, and now and then I breathe it in, I let it go. I forget the rest of the lyrics. Is that Zoe 101? All my friends are out and about. Yeah, I'm just gonna drive around and talk your ear off as I'm having fun out and about. We'll start off with the things off my mind. We'll just rattle off the things off my mind. There's a man and woman stuck in space for about a year. Like they're gonna be up there for a few months, and it ends up being that they're gonna be stuck there until February. So it's like a year of a man and a woman up in space together. I gotta say, it's gotta be pretty brutal being stuck in space with a woman. I think going forward, I mean, think about, if you live with a woman, you'll know what I'm talking about, brother. Just you and a woman, no other really real contact from anyone else. It's just you and a lady. It's gotta revert back to, like, just grade school bullying back and forth. Like, you gotta be flirting with each other, I guess. Like, she's gonna start kicking his shins. And then, like, I don't think they're actually gonna have sex up there or anything, but I do feel like they just gotta start flirting or something. You gotta pass the time somehow. It's not like they have movies or anything they can watch easily up there, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's work combined with survival. It might honestly be a good diet technique. If they're a little tubby going up there, just get stuck in space with only enough food for 3 months. That is a funny visual of seeing... And when it becomes that time of the month for the lady, and she's just up there in space, and they ran out of tampons 3 months ago, so it's this she's being propulsed through the chamber of the International Space Station by her period blood. Just every time a new discharge comes, she's just, put into, just moves 6 feet forward. Just every now and then. It's very, like, so in, movies, they use, like, fire extinguishers and stuff, and air propulsion to push each other forward. They just cut a hole in her astronaut suit right where her vagina is, and she's just propulsed forward so she can make some changes on the outside of the space station. That's pretty fun. Just a lady being propulsed by her natural... That is... Women might be made for space more than men. Hopefully the woman isn't menopausal, so she still has her period and can, do some good up there. Menopausal woman, we can only send women that are 40 and younger out into space. Just on the off chance they do start going through menopause and no longer get their period to be propulsed through the air. They do recycle all of the water. I've been watching This Old House on PBS. It's a home building show. And they went to a segment about the International Space Station, and they take the pee and the drinking water and all that, and they make it into they recycle it back into drinking water again. So there is a small percentage that man's just, drinking all of... This is the original bath water. You know how, like, those OnlyFans girls sell used bath water online? This guy, if he has any sort of kink at all, he's living the dream up there, being stuck in space. This man might be coming all over the place based on how much he's reusing that woman's bath water. And do they need to bathe in space? Like, is there a need to? I feel like they wouldn't really have to bathe too much unless they get sweaty, but the sweat doesn't, like, stick onto them. I'm not sure how space works, fellas. I wasn't a candidate for the going up onto the Challenger, so they do need to stop. Like, I guess they're going to do, like, a manned mission to the moon or something. They're thinking about putting a gay man and a lady up there. Which one? That's no fun. I want a little bit of romance up in space. If we're going to send them up there, I want to have, like, a star-crossed lovers moment, literally. It could be, if we put up a straight man and a straight woman that are attracted to each other, we can then auction the movie rights off to Hollywood eventually. And we can get a fun little, space movie about... It can be The Notebook in space. They do need to stop putting up people that we, like, get a connection to. Like, when they did it with the Challenger, like, they put a school teacher up there. They need to stop with that. I mean, we need to put, like, racists up in space. Just a bunch of white guys, skinheads up in space. See what they do up there. Because if they die, people would give less of a shit. If it explodes on the way up, it gives us the moral high ground of saying, hey, we're going to the moon, we're beating all these other countries. But it also, for the American people, we can keep it an open secret. These guys hate every other minority group. Just send them up to space. They get some work done. Listen, they might not be the most efficient because they're too busy thinking about all the Jewish space lasers up there. They got to be thinking, God, what are these Jews going to do up here while do they control the weather? Do they go beyond the clouds? Can the Jews control the moon and make it so we don't land? They might be too busy worrying about that to do any work. But if they get stranded, who cares, Just a couple of racist guys. Honestly, that might be their haven. A little white moon. The only white guys up there. They put down a Nazi flag up in the moon right next to the old American one. It's just a bunch of like 5th grade Nazis. They just go up there and they spend their time making like swastikas in the moon so it's visible from Earth. And then they have a realization halfway through that they're being a little racist, and they're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be racist. And then they have to go back and turn all those swastikas into window frames by connecting all the dots, making all the swastikas into a house. I see the issue with these solo podcasts is no one here laughing with me. So it's just me maniacally laughing at my own jokes, being like, yeah, that people will love that one. I'm also going to be driving around this whole time just because, free thinker over here. I'm a philosopher only in the containment of my own car or in the shower. And I don't really feel like putting on swimming trunks and running my water for about an hour. I think it's cheaper to waste a tank of gas than it is to have a water bill in California. Car companies do need to calm down and stop making cars so comfortable that you want to fall asleep in them. I got a base model Honda Civic, and there's so many points in time where I'm just driving on the highway thinking, damn, I'd really love a nap right now. These seats are hugging my sides, and the air conditioning is making this hot day feel real nice. I'd just like to take a nap and kill everybody else around me. That is my optimal way to go, is in a car crash, because then people won't think it's my fault. Like, there's so many ways I could die that people would just be like, oh, yeah, he killed himself. That makes sense. Yeah, we saw that coming. I don't want people to have the opportunity to say, yeah, we saw that coming. I want them to think, oh, that's so sad that he was saving a baby rabbit coming across the road and swerved out off into a cliff. That's my optimal way to die, is just full of sympathy. I think you get sympathy pussy up in heaven. That's what I'm talking about. You die in a really like sad way where they're like, he had so much to live for, and then you get up to heaven. That is the 72 virgins, It's just like a sad way to die, which includes car crashes, cancer at a young age. Any cancer before 50, you don't get the 72 virgins. I think the Muslims got it wrong, or the extremist Muslims got it wrong. It's not 72 virgins if you kill yourself in a fiery ball of fire. It's only 72 if you die a very sad death. Just alone, no friends, and a bottle of pills. That's when you get 72 virgins. The ugliest man alive dies from being ugly. That's when you get all the sympathy pussy up in heaven. And they're not virgins. It's whatever ladies up there are like, I feel sad for them. The ones that didn't die in a cool way. Really, beggars can't be choosers when it comes to these 72 gals up in heaven. You really just gotta take what they give you, because you only get 72. There's bound to be at least one stinker, Even if the 72 virgins, there is a fundamental flaw in this extremist thinking of you get 72 virgins up in heaven. Either A, you're a pedophile, and all of them are just too young to have ever had sex, which is like, ew, I don't want that kind of, sex up in heaven. I don't want 12-year-olds. What are we talking about here? The other way is like, they just were so ugly they never had sex. Those are the only two ways. It's really a lose-lose situation. You're either a pedophile if you kill yourself for 72 virgins, or you just want ugly women because they just never had the opportunity to have sex. These are the fun things. This is a comedy podcast, folks. Oh, that guy's taking pictures of his Hyundai Elantra on the side of a cliff. That's very funny. In California, I'm going the back roads where all these cliffs and shit are, because I like to live dangerously. But there's always guys taking pictures of their Camaro or their tricked out Subaru or Honda Civic off on the side, and so they get a good view. Sometimes they bring their girlfriends to model on the hood, like it's 1980 and it's a White Snake, music video. But that guy was taking pictures of his Hyundai Elantra Well, it didn't even look in that great a shape. It's not like he even washed his car. Maybe he was just putting that up for Facebook Marketplace. He's like, let's give it a good background. That might attract some buyers so that I can get $7,000 for this, 2012 Hyundai Elantra with 100,000 miles. I really got to milk this used car market for all of its worth. I do find myself going to speaking of the used car market, going to the grocery stores and shit. I went to Trader Joe's. That shit pisses me off. Like the Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, that kind of grocery store. I feel like I'm being looked down on when I go to those kinds of stores because I don't buy organic. The only time I'll ever buy organic is if I go to Costco or Sam's Club, and the organic is the exact same price and quantity as the non-organic. I'm not going to go out there, I can't afford to buy $12 per pound chicken. So when I go to the places like Trader Joe's where they have $3 frozen meals and then their $15 chickens, I feel like they're all looking down upon me as I lurk in the freezer aisles looking for a good deal, while everybody else is there is buying their $12, Japanese sweet potato. I don't want to join them, but I also don't want to be around them. We need to segregate the rich from the poor. There should be a poor Trader Joe's and a rich Trader Joe's, and you can enter based on which one you want to shop at. I guess a poor Trader Joe's is just Aldi's, but I want to have the luxury of going to Trader Joe's for their cheap frozen meals, but not have to look at the other people buying the actual produce there. So I think we just need to segregate us. It's always a shocker to me when a family of 12, they have 8 kids and they shop at Whole Foods for all their food and they end up with $1,000 grocery bill every month. It always wows me. If you have 12 kids, that's the kind of life you're living. You shouldn't be shopping at grocery stores at all. You built a farm. If you have 12 kids, you should be churning your own butter. You should be milking some cows. You should be having those kids out in the field. There's no other reason to have kids than to just put them to work out on the field. If you have 12 kids and it becomes a rough winter, you didn't get any good crops, you can eat one of your kids. That's all I'm saying, is there's a very good opportunity to just start eating kids. If you have 12 kids and you're shopping at Whole Foods anyway, you're probably using, newborn babies, taking their blood and making yourself look younger anyway if you can afford 12 kids and Whole Foods. So might as well just start eating your own, growing your own crops. Hell yeah. I don't really know where I'm going. I have a little route up for where I'm driving, because last time I kind of got lost, and then it was an hour drive home. This time I'm going to the coast. I'm going to the beach, turning around and going back home. But there is a good opportunity for me to stop somewhere along the way, on one of those cliff edges, and just start furiously masturbating. I mean, really going at it. I've always wanted to be... There was this baseball player back in 2020 when COVID was happening. They were in hotels or something. They were quarantining all the baseball players. And he got in his car and went to a parking lot and just started furiously masturbating to pretty standard pornography. And he got caught by the police and he got labeled a sex offender, legally, which is one of the only cool ways you can be labeled a sex offender. It's a no harm, no foul policy. Obviously someone did see him. Hopefully, someone saw him masturbating and that's why they called the police. But it really is a no harm, no foul, especially if you got tinted windows. That's the only reason to get tinted windows. I don't want to be I don't want to have subwoofers in my car and just start bass boosting myself. The only reason I want tinted windows is so I can masturbate on the side of the road without the worry of someone calling the cops on me. There's very few ways to be a sex offender in a cool way. Number 1, masturbating solo to vanilla pornography. Number 2, really there's only 2. There's only 1. Any other way that I can think of right now is not a cool way. Oh, I am going on a vacation this coming weekend. So we're going up to San Francisco, mostly because I want to see if they really put those nets up at the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm going to jump off, and here's my written testimony. If I jump off the Golden Gate Bridge and there aren't nets to save me, I want you guys to submit this video and file a lawsuit on my behalf, because I was told via word of mouth, no evidence, that they put nets up there now for jumpers to like catch them, like with their fish. It's a catch and release program at the Golden Gate Bridge. You jump off, they catch you, and then they're like, if you really want to keep on doing it, just jump out of the net and be released out into the water. We've only saved you the initial hassle of like, oh shit, I didn't want to do this. But if you really want to do it, you can take the extra couple steps and jump again. This is really just let's hope they change their mind after this first jump. If they wanted a better precaution, they should do like a fence like they do for dogs, like an electric fence. It's like you jump down on the net, and then all of a sudden your hands are electrocuted so much that you're just forced to hold on to the net until we can force you to go into the hospital and stay there. One flew over the cuckoo nest style. You can't leave that place. The Golden Gate Bridge is like one of the main attractions. I want to see what multiple men probably died making. That is probably how the word got out about like the suicide part of San Francisco. Like they were probably building the Golden Gate Bridge and some guy fell off and they're like, oh shit, he died while falling into the water. And then other dudes were like, oh shit, I can kill myself that way? I mean, they're just building something for me to kill myself? They're spending millions of dollars for me to jump? That is the way to... Damn, it's busy at the beach today. Go to church, guys, am I right? It is Sunday. It's Sunday. These guys shouldn't be catching the wave. They should be praising the Lord. I do like driving by all of these rich houses, like these $10 million houses on the coast of the California, and just driving by them while I'm in my Honda Civic while talking into the microphone to like 20 people. It really puts things in perspective. There's very few things that I would buy if I legitimately got rich. Like, like a millionaire rich where I could afford one of these places. I would never buy. Here's my bucket list items for if I ever won the lottery. 1, I'm getting one of those Dyson bladeless fans. That's all I really want in life, is to be able to comfortably afford a Dyson bladeless fan. And just have those in, like, maybe, if I'm a millionaire, I'm getting one of those bad boys in every room of the house. I think that's class, is a Dyson bladeless fan. I know they don't actually work that well, but I feel that, like they have a little certain je ne sais quoi about them. If you just have a bladeless fan all over it. Instead, I have a $40 tower fan in my bedroom. But if I had a bladeless fan, I feel like I could really do some damage on people's perspective of me. Number 2, I'm not living in a house. I'm living in a series of 6 trailers in a park. I might buy a trailer park and just have all of those trailers be mine. I might be the guy that, takes people's homes away from them. But instead of, gentrifying it, I'm just going to keep them exactly as they are and just live in one trailer per week. Hopefully the trailer park has about 52 trailers, and then I'll just make everybody leave their stuff there as well, so I can live the lives of 52 people throughout the year. I can just pick up where they left off. Like the oven's still going on the first house, and I'm like, oh shit, they were making a Jell-O cake. I can just finish that off for them, and then I'll just, live that life for a week, go to the next place. I'll rent their kids back from them for whenever week I'm in their house, their previous house. I'm like, no, actually, I want to live your life. Can you please just send the kids back for about a week? I just want to do what you were doing. Basically, I want to be Micro from Dirty Jobs. I want to live other people's lives, do their work, and just go about my life that way. Micro, I know he's probably got to be some Hollywood kind of guy, but I feel like he has to have the best job in Hollywood. Just going about traveling America, getting dirty, stepping in some shit, and then you can come back to Hollywood where everyone's like, oh, my acting is so hard, and then you can come back to them and be like, yeah, I get to act and I get to get dirty. I've done so many jobs. I've done so many dirty jobs that I'm a man of the people. Unlike you Hollywood's elites, I've mined coal one day. So how do you feel about that? He gets the stolen valor of a blue-collar job worker while having the riches of the Hollywood elite, which is very... Oh, God. This guy with I don't know what kind of flag that was. It looked kind of like a flag from Spain, and the Subaru next to me. He saw me podcasting. And now he's probably saying some romantic bullshit underneath his breath about me. Oh, oh yes, I would love to. I would love to suck his penis. I am from Spain, that means I am gay, and I would love to suck that podcasting man's penis. Yes, I am in a Subaru Outback with a flag of my people on the side, and I would love to suck that man in the Honda Civic's penis so hard. I don't even know if that's a Spain accent. Oh yes, I am driving a manual stick shift just because I love the feel of a penis in my hands. I love a penis in my hands. Oh, I would love to suck his microphone off. Oh baby. Oh baby, give me that penis. It's kind of turning Indian. Oh, give me the penis, please. Give me the penis. I want to suck your penis. He's just whispering this in his car. Oh yes, give me your penis. I would love to. That would be fun to go around town. If like going, like me going around looking at ladies in cars, being like, oh yes, give me your pussy. I would love to suck her pussy. Oh, there's another hot lady. I want to catcall her so badly, but I cannot. That would be very, 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 very bad of me. I would love to catcall her until she gets into my Honda Civic in the back seat, and I bump my head on the ceiling very hard every time I thrust into her. This is my dream. I want to pick up women of the night in my Honda Civic, and then I need to get more flexible so I can fuck them in the back of my Honda Civic. This is my dream. My dream is to get AIDS in the back of a Honda Civic from having sexual relations with a woman of the night. Oh, if I was only flexible enough to do so. Oh, if I could do the splits. Oh, if only I could do the splits. Then I could get AIDS from a woman in the back of my Honda Civic. If I train like Joe Rogan and get to be able to do the splits in the back of my car, I will one day be able to get AIDS. And I will be as jacked as him, too. Joe Rogan is my idol, just because he can do the splits. I don't care about his being jacked and, being on steroids and being very, very rich. I'm very jealous of him because he can do the splits and I can't. I'm a very superficial man. All I really want in life is to do the splits and live in a trailer park where I live everybody's lives for 1 week, every week. I'm a very humble man. All I really want to do is eat slop all day long. I just want to be a pig. I want to be a pig in the slop, just rolling around in mud. Actually, I lie. I don't like being dirty. So I want to be one of those teacup pigs where I just get to eat slop, but also be in the comfort of like a home where I live. I just sleep in a dog bed, but I'm a pig. That's really what I want to do. I have all these fantasies, but I think, I don't want to be dirty, That's one thing. I hate being dirty. After, which I guess could be a double entendre, but I did just talk about doing the split so I can get AIDS in the back of a car with a prostitute. So, damn, these people, own mountains up here. There's a driveway that goes up a mountain to, just a glass home. I just want to throw a rock into one of these guys' windows, because those panes are probably $10,000, because they are a 20 by 20 glass pane. I just want to throw a brick in there and just have a note on it that's just oh yes, please suck my penis. And by the way I write the note is you're going to be able to tell I'm doing it in that accent. Oh yes, I threw the brick into your window because I want you to suck my penis. I don't know how to flirt with you. I don't know. I follow you to your work and to your gym and to the grocery store, but I don't have the confidence to come up and talk to you. So instead, I throw a brick through your window to tell you please suck my penis. I'm going to start dirty talking like that in bed with my girlfriend. I don't dirty talk at all. I'm honestly the most silent man in bed. But what I'm going to start doing is going, oh, please let me suck your pussy. A hybrid of multiple accents. A hybrid of the sexiest accents possible. I think that's a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Italian, a little bit of French. At least that's my interpretation of that accent. Oh, yes, let me suck your pussy. That's my interpretation of it. God damn, this guy's like, oh, this guy has like a windows overlooking the road so we can see us casual peons driving to the beach beneath his house. That's how I drive around California, by the way. I look at all these houses that people most likely own or spend like $7,000 a month in rent on, and I'm like, they're probably looking down at me right now. A $150,000 house in the Midwest is like a $3 million house here, but there can be like a $3 million house, like that's the regular going rate, and then next to it is like a $10 million mansion. That's the issue with out here, is that you're so close to rich people that you don't get to put them on a pedestal. You just get to like degrade them with your mind and like talk shit about them. And there needs to be a separation. Like, I remember driving through Akron in Ohio, and there'd be like a gated mansion just out in the middle of nowhere. And I'd be like, yeah, that's where you guys belong. You guys belong to be sectioned off into where like we don't get to look at you very often, because then it'll just like destroy our lives with constant like reaching for that kind of success. Instead, instead here, it's like all the success is surrounded around you, and you're like, God damn it, why am I not rich? Why couldn't I have been born into the Warner Brothers family? You know what I mean? I really don't know why they took away Alcatraz is the coolest prison. Like, if you do a crime so bad that they needed to surround you with miles of water, like, that's a pretty badass. If I was a criminal, my goal would be to commit a crime so bad that I get the nearest like form of freedom is like a 2-hour swim away. I think that's weed possession in the 1980s. I think if I possessed weed in the 1980s in San Francisco, they'd send me to Alcatraz. I'm gonna make a time machine, go back in time with a pound of marijuana, and they're gonna beat the shit out of me, and and also put me on Alcatraz Island. I've always wanted to be the kind of guy that had a car that I didn't care enough about, where I could just smoke with the windows up. I want to put myself through that kind of pain. Just me in the car and a cigarette and just yellow ooze coming off the windows. That's my kind of life. Just a thin layer of yellow all across my body from smoking a pack a day inside my car. And people are always like, man, you know you can smoke like outside. You're allowed to do it. You just have to be like 20 feet away from the doors of a business. And I'm like, no, actually, I prefer getting the bang for my buck on my cigarettes. That's why I hotbox my car with cigarettes, because I don't want to let any of it go to waste. They're already $10 a pack, so I just smoke them inside my car. I don't really want to waste any of it, so what I actually do is I put on a scuba diving helmet, and I light my cigarettes and put them in the oxygen tank that I have now repurposed into a cigarette. It's kind of like burning incense, except I put my cigarettes back there, and they all burn at the same time, and I just put on the scuba diving mask, and I just get to inhale a pack of cigarettes at once with no waste. I smoke them right down to the filter. There's got to be some kind of guys out there that are like, I want the most bang for my buck on cigarettes. Like some grandpa out there that has no teeth and black fingernails, just, from holding the cigarette. His fingernails are only black because he holds the butt of the cigarette and he smokes it until he has long nails on his finger and thumb, just so he can pinch that last part without any pain. It's like the Coke pinky nail, where you can scoop up some Coke and snort it. Except for cigarettes, you just have a finger and a thumb, so you can really get the roach of it. There's a lot of guys that are like out, with smoking weed. They're like, oh, I know everything about it. I got all these tools to smoke weed. Bring back the cigarette guys. Cigarette guys are cool. I do wish that they had like Marlboro Miles. I would start smoking again just so I can get Marlboro Miles and get a cool members only jacket from Marlboro, or like a clock or a neon sign that says Marlboro. That is one thing I wish they incentivized smoking more, just so I can get those cool things. Or you can be like one of those guys that smoked 2 packs a day for 10 years and they got a full ass pool table that has Marlboro engraved onto the green of the pool table. If I could that's how I'm going to furnish my house. I'm not going to go to Goodwill or Salvation Armies or anything. I'm going to go back in time and start smoking cigarettes so I can accumulate. It's like, like the South Park episode where like these guys from the future come back and they start working just so they can like afford to eat in the future. I'm going to do that just with Marlboro miles. Hopefully they accrue enough interest where I can buy a Marlboro house. It's just my house is in the shape of a carton of cigarettes, and it's got like Marlboro clocks, Marlboro welcome mats, all that kind of stuff. I think that's where people are really into brands, like, oh, I only wear Converse shoes, I only wear Nikes. I think that's where brand recognition really started with cigarettes, being like, I'm a brand man, I'm a Marlboro man. I mean, sure, maybe like Coca-Cola and drinks like that. I feel like people didn't really go too hard on the companies until cigarettes came out and were like, you're only cool if you drink Joe Cool, if you smoke Joe Cool Camel cigarettes. I think that's when it really started, because they got you addicted to the product while also saying it's cool to do this. The fun part about me going to San Francisco is that it is a road trip, and that means I have to fill 3.5 hours of my time with either music, podcasts, or games with my girlfriend. And if you've ever been on a road trip, girlfriends get very bored very easily. They're like newborn puppies. You have to have different activities ready to go in the car so they don't start falling asleep on you. So I think I have to queue up like 20-minute short activities, little brain teasers to keep her going. I should start writing a bunch of clues and riddles and hints. And if she gets them right, we get to keep driving. If not, then our vacation is canceled and we have to turn around. When we stop at a gas station for like snacks of Slim Jims, I'm going to cut them up. I'm going to put them into those dog treat containers where they have to like use their nose and tongue to actually get at the treat. I'm going to do that for my girlfriend. Except she's going to have... What the trick is, instead of using the dog thing where she uses her nose and tongue, she's going to have to use pimple popping machines. And that's how I keep her interested. She feels like she's popping a pimple, but then she gets a nice Slim Jim treat at the end of it. Issue with women also, they don't stay hydrated enough, so I'm going to install a hamster feeder in my car so she can just sit back and it'll slowly drip into her mouth. They did market, those where you put the beer into the hard hat helmet and you get to walk around drinking 2 cans of beer at the same time. They marketed that to men, but I do feel like it'd be fun to market that to women because they're always dehydrated. If we can get 2 hydro flasks into those hat containers, we can keep women hydrated for years to come. They're already putting snacks on the top of their lids of their like Stanley mugs, but I feel like if we put them in their hair, if we make it a nice hair accessory like a barrette, then we can really get them to stay hydrated. There's another thing I would do if I was rich. I would get a boat, a sailboat, like one I have to sail myself, and then I'd go out to sea. And I'd be one of those eccentric rich guys that just like was lost in the ocean. But really, I'm down in Argentina trying to find Hitler. I'm going about my life trying to find Hitler in Argentina. It is Hitler killed like, what was it, Goebbels' kids with cyanide pills. At the very end, the whole families killed themselves, including their like 3-year-old children. Which is very funny to think that they instilled so much hate in those children's heart that the kids were going to like continue the like have so much information about what's going on that they continue the legacy. Like these 3-year-olds knew the exact plans of Hitler and the Nazi army. They're like, oh shit, they can't tell on us. These kids are known for tattling. They're 3 years old. They're gonna snap at the hint of a orange juice or high C. So let's make sure these kids kill themselves so they don't continue telling our secrets. Nancy, the 3-year-old, is already at preschool telling all of her friends about the final solution and how that's actually going to come to fruition. Let's just kill her now so she doesn't tell our enemies what our actual plans were. I wonder, because Hitler obviously killed himself, would we have done like a Saddam Hussein or, like Osama bin Laden type deal with him? Would we have like immediately killed him, or would we have taken him in? Could we have put him on suicide watch and like kept him there and just like still have had Hitler around, where we're just like every Jew on every Sabbath gets to come and punch him in the belly one time? Because if you staple him up, you could get every Jew to like punch Hitler in the tummy, which if you ever been punched in the tummy, it makes you want to throw up a little bit. If we just keep force feeding Hitler, and every Jewish holiday, they get to go around and punch him in the tummy one time, I feel like that'd be a good reparations for them. Just a good old tummy punch every year. We should have kept him alive and let the Jews. Ooh, you got an upset tummy now. Force feeding him so he throws up on every tummy punch. Really, we should have kept Osama bin Laden alive, because I think that would be a fun. Like, we don't have public hangings anymore. It might have been fun for the American people or the survivors or the families of 9/11 to like get their comeuppance or whatever the word is. Just like put them, like string them up like Jesus, like on a crucifix, up on the site of like the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center, like the memorial they have for it now. If they just put them like on a cross there, and then every surviving, like Pete Davidson, his dad died during 9/11, like Pete Davidson gets to come and speak his truth about it, and then just give him a good old tummy punch, and then at the very end you kill him. He might die from tummy punches. Like if you have, what was it, like 1,800 people died in 9/11, if all their family members get the tummy punch him once on that day, he might die from tummy punches. We could have killed Osama bin Laden through extreme bullying of like 8,000 tummy punches in one day. But it's funny driving around California, because then I also just like GTA 5 was based in California here. So I'm always just constantly thinking, damn, I've been here killing pedestrians before. Like that biker bar that I just passed, I've been there and stole one of their bikes before. I should go up to them being like, do you guys remember me? GTA 5, I stole one of your bikes to go onto the military base. And then I immediately got killed by a anti-aircraft missile. That's me. Don't you remember me from me playing GTA 5 in my bedroom alone? Huh, you guys don't remember me. The guy that stole a couple of your motorcycles, killed you all, and then got killed while trying to steal a B-32 bomber jet. You don't remember me. That's how actors must feel, of everyone going up to them and being like, hey man, I've jerked off to you. I don't know if you know this, but we've had sex. So, just every female actress going up to her being like, hey, you know I've had sex before, right? You might not remember it, but it was me in my bathroom. You were looking all sexy on my phone, and I beat off to you, but in my mind, we had sex. I don't know if you remember that, but that's just the relationship you and I have. I beat off to you. I think, yeah, she probably felt that through telekinesis. I probably implanted the idea of me having sex with her in her mind. She probably enjoyed it, and then me going about my day, hoping to one day meet you so I could say, hey, did you ever feel it when I jerk off to you? I did think when I was younger, like, if I thought about somebody while masturbating, they were gonna know I was thinking about them, and, like, subliminally, they were also gonna think about it. Like, I thought I had telekinesis power, like an X-Man, but the horniest X-Man possible, of, like, Professor X just, like, jerking off while also implanting memories of him having sex with them into their minds. I was like, yeah, they're gonna go to school tomorrow, they're gonna be like, damn, Liam, I had a sex dream about you last night. I'd be like, yeah, I did some pretty nasty work in my bathroom last night. They probably will have remembered that. Yeah, you probably do remember me jerking off and coming into the toilet. Yeah, that was pretty good section I gave you in your mind. Yeah, I did beat my meat pretty nice and slowly because I thought it'd be more romantic and that would implant a better vision of me having sex with you in your mind. I also thought cum came out of the balls, so what did I know? I thought cum came out of balls like a sponge. Like when you squeeze a sponge and water comes out of all the pores. I thought that's how cum worked with balls. You just squeeze the balls when you're nice and ready, and it just oozes out. I don't know what you did after that. It's just the first time I came, I was very surprised. I'm like, whoa, I just shot out of there? They didn't give very good sex ed when I was in grade school. I wonder if that's changed by now, because now there's like all the different sexualities are like accepted and all that. I was in like the transition period of society where like they slowly started accepting, gay marriage. I was like 10 when that was put into law. So like I was in the group of kids that were accepting of it already. I wonder if now sex ed is better because they're like, we're already accepting everything. Might as well teach them actual sex knowledge now. Well, instead, I just got abstinence only of like a hand job is going to give you AIDS because that lady that's giving you a hand job is slept with one other person, but really that other person slept with three. And really, if you sleep with one person, you're sleeping with all of humanity, is what they taught me. It's like you sleep with someone, but they have slept with two people, and those two people slept with four people, and like it branches out to until you have everything the globe has. Like if you have sex with one person, you have AIDS, herpes, all the uncurables at one time. Which I guess kind of does make sense. It is like like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, where like Kevin Bacon within 7 people that you know. That is kind of like sex. Technically, I've had sex with Kevin Bacon because I've had sex with one person. That means if I connect the dots, I've probably had sex with Kevin Bacon vicariously through somebody else. That's a fun thought. Technically, I fucked Obama. I'm just doing all the dudes that would be fun. I'm just doing powerful dudes that I don't care about the ladies that I've fucked through people. I care about all the dudes. That is the way to fulfill, like, if you're going through a whore phase in college or whatever, that is a way just to, like, immediately fulfill your sexual fantasies and not actually have to go through the whore phase of being like, well, I had sex with 2 people. That means I pretty much fucked the whole world. Like, eventually, if you connect the dots, everyone's in there. I don't have to go through this whore phase. I've already fucked everybody, technically. Yeah, little old me, a little whore, fucking everybody in the world. That's me. I don't have to try and go on Tinder or anything anymore. I've technically I've had sex with everybody. So, ball's in your court, everybody else. Was it good? Tell me. Was I your best lay, everybody in the world? There is those, like, the questions, like the hypothetical, like if you could tell everybody in the world to do something. I've always wondered what I would, like, give game time decision. Everyone has their answers, like, if you could tell everybody in the world at the same time the same thing of being like, hey, stop fighting each other, world peace, everyone has those bullshit answers. But when the game time comes, you're actually probably not going to say, like, hey, world peace, please, you know? You're going to say something more just, like, on the top of your dome of, like, what's on your mind. Like, I would probably say, hey, Subway, lower your prices. Everybody boycott Subway so we can have $5 footlongs again, not $17 meals from Subway. That's just a little off the dome what I would say. I just miss Subway sandwiches. It's so nice to get in a footlong sub. Just some nice deli meats, some cheese, some veggies on it. It's so nice when that was affordable. And now it's $17 for a Subway sandwich. It's really $12, but after tax and if you wanted to get a drink. That is the trick. I never got a drink when it was a $5 footlong. I only ever got the sub and just, like, had a Diet Coke at home. Now I'm a greedy little bastard and I want the drink and the chips. Now I'm a fat fuck and can't control myself. But this is a very, very fun episode of the Shower Party Podcast. Hey, everybody, tell a friend about how much fun you had listening to the Shower Party Podcast. If you tell a friend and they tell a friend and it keeps on going like that, technically we fucked the whole world. So if you want to, like, have sex with the entire world, you have to tell all of your friends about Shower Party. That way they all... So if we get everybody in the world to listen to Shower Party, or at least have heard about it, then at that point they would also have heard the theory of you've had sex with everybody in the world. And from that point, we could all just collectively agree that we've all had sex with each other, and it's not a big deal. Like... And then we could just, like, you know, put penises on Instagram, because everyone's technically sucked my penis. If we get the word out about Shower Party, then you can freely post penis on Instagram without any judgment, because you've technically fucked everybody. If you're not a virgin, then you've technically had sex with everybody in the world. But alright, this has been episode, 116 or something? I don't know, look at the show details, I forget the number. I've been Liam Salvage. Tell a friend, and all that crap. See ya.